Hey everybody, welcome to Valentine TV. I am coming live from the TISA. I'm gonna do a reaction from TISA Tales platform. It's like how Diddy and Jane Doe, or Jane as she want to be called, Jane met. We don't know who Jane is, right? That's just her pseudonym name. Pseudonym name. That's just her name for the court. Okay, Jane. So we don't want to know who Jane is. So TISA, y'all know how TISA, which was I thought was a smart move, turned off her comments, super chats, all that. She turned them all off because she didn't want people guessing. Excuse me, who Jane was, right? Just don't even guess, even if it's wrong. She had told her mods, even if they guess, even if it's wrong, block them, let them go somewhere else. We don't need that kind of energy because we're trying to do a, you just stuff you don't do. Just don't even try to guess a name. Leave her as Jane. Anyway, TISA wants her platform clean, and that's the way it shall be. And that's the way I hope mine will be one day. I mean, like now too, but once I grow, I'm at 808,000 subscribers. I mean, 100. I ain't got 1,000 yet, but it's coming. It's coming, and I thank y'all. All right, so this is day 17 of Diddy trial. Y'all remember Jane flew across international waters, but we're gonna find out that Jane did move Jane to LA anyway, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and let TISA tell us some stuff about Jane. Don't get upset when I let her talk a little too long, because I don't want to stop at mid sentence, because it'd be good. Okay, TISA can tell some good stories. Okay, all right. And don't forget, I asked her. Okay, here we go, y'all. Let's see what's up with Jane.
Hey guys, what's going on? Okay, I am back. What's going on? Listen, we are going to do a thing where just for this stream, we are going to turn off the super chat.
Right.
Just for this stream. It's just for this stream, guys, okay?
And that's because people trying to guess who Jane was, and TISA don't want to get in trouble with, court and stuff, because TISA all about the law,
Yeah, it's just for this stream. After that, we can chat, but let me get to the end of the story and then we are going to chat. Listen, it's just for the stream. Let me get to the story and then we will turn the super chats back on. All right. I will turn the things off. Okay. Anyway, let's get into
y'all. She laughing because she was live. She answered the phone. How about the live chat just ended? So that's why she laughing right now.
Jane Doe's testimony. I turned the live chat off because we cannot have anybody guessing her identity. And just for this stream, why we're talking about who it is, we're just going to have to turn it off. All right? Deal? Okay. Yeah. Deal. All right. Can y'all see me? Okay. Okay. So
let's see.
Where are we at with that? So anyway, how did she meet Diddy? Diddy was talking to one of her girlfriends, okay? She said that they were in the theater, and she said, "Yo, he said, I want to take you out during the movie, right?" She said, "It's a little complicated right now, but I'm going to be in touch. It's a little complicated right now, but I'm going to be in touch, okay?" We are going over the way Jane actually met Diddy. The way Jane actually met Diddy. Right. Okay. We are going to go over that. So let's get into it. Okay. It's over on movie night. It's fine. But listen, we cannot talk about who it actually is. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
All right.
Hello. I'm back on live. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's start over from the beginning, okay?
Right.
The chat is temporarily off. I will turn it on after we get
Everybody
past this
what's
part.
going
But
on?
I need the
What's
chat
going
off
on?
because we don't need anybody doxing Jane, okay? She said that she was a junior in college. She met him while she was modeling. She worked in restaurants. She was in a relationship with Diddy. Their code names to each other were Bert and Ernie, right? She met on a girls' trip in Miami. Diddy paid for everything, right? Diddy was dating her girlfriend, invited them over for a group dinner. Then from the group dinner, I think they went over on the yacht, okay? She said that when they went over on the yacht that night, they said he was very charming and nice. She was drawn to him. He was sweet and funny. They went to the yacht from Star Island and they were flirting on the yacht. She said she bumped into him in the restaurant. They exchanged in the restroom. They exchanged number, okay? She said that she actually did see Diddy give Tucci at the party. She said, my girlfriend requested it, okay? Diddy said, okay. He delivered it. They said the man in the studio pulled out a pink powder and said, is this safe? They said it's the best. And then took it back to the pool, right? Now, her girlfriend saw they were flirting and got really, really upset, right? More importantly, right? Diddy persuaded her. Now, she said she waited a while. And she said her girlfriend actually got married to somebody over in Europe. So she was fiance now. And she said, okay, well, it's cool for me to date this guy, right? She texted him Bert. He texted back Ernie, right? Now, let's call her Jessica.
Bert and Ernie. Y'all, who came? Bert and Ernie. Out of all the names, don't call me no Bert or no Ernie or no Cookie Monster. Bert and Ernie. But the point is, okay, Mia over here. Hey, just the facts. What's up? Thank you for coming over here. I appreciate it. Yeah. Didn't let us down. What you mean by that? He ain't let me down. He gotta go. He need to go down. Did it going down? That's what's up. Right? Anyway, so this lady, Jane, she lived over, y'all know she lived over, I always say over yonder, just let me be me. Yeah, wilding too much. Yeah. The judge on him though. The judge watching his butt. Cause y'all, I think Diddy is making Google eyes and nodding and all that stuff at the jury. You know, it's a juror lady. It's a juror lady that's like, it's like she pro Diddy, right? So it's like, it don't matter what y'all say. But when they get back there in that damn room, I wish they could switch it out with an alternate that's look like she is real or he look like they really into the case, the facts and stuff, the evidence. You know what I mean? This and here, she like pro Diddy look. But like TISA said, she might be reading her wrong. She might just be serious about it. But Diddy today, the judge threatened to make him not even be able to come to his own hearing. He said, you make either the jury again, or what else was he doing? Looking at the jury, shaking his head or stuff every time when Jane would say something. Because you see, Jane didn't file. Jane didn't sue. I mean, she ain't sue for no money. She ain't sue for nothing. The only reason she said she here is because she want justice to be served. That is it. She don't want nothing from did nothing. She wasn't his girlfriend. Okay? Yeah, they see each other every now and then, every other week. Yeah. And I'm gonna let TISA tell y'all about that. But yeah, man. Jane. Yeah, so let's go and see what else going on with Jane.
Diddy persuaded Justine or Jane Doe. He pursued her. He was begging her, yo, can you come to Miami? Come to Miami. She said that she hesitated. But when she got engaged overseas, she said, okay, right? She said that they both be seeing each other at the same time. She said, listen, I'm already going to be in Miami in January of 2021 for an event. Diddy asked her, like, yo, can you hang out, right? Then she says that she walked into a hotel room. That was supposed to be the hangout. Their first date was in a hotel room, but I guess that's what you got to do to bag a billionaire. She walked into the hotel room. She said that Diddy seemed like he was larger than life. He was holding court. He was doing all this stuff. She said he was so charming. They had their first date in a hotel room. She said that date lasted 5 days. Now, I know what you're saying. Was there a freak off? No, there was not a freak off, but they said they had a first date that lasted 5 days. Get this. She told Diddy, she said, I was very open that I dated somebody that at one time was his friend. She said she actually as a child was somebody that Diddy doesn't like. But she said, Diddy said, I don't care. Diddy actually like dating women that got kids with other people. I think it's a way he exerts his dominance. You know what I'm saying? Right? I think it's a way. We're going to turn the chat back on in a second. I just need, thanks to my mods, we're going to have to.
Everybody wondering why TISA's live, but her chat is off. But that's so they would stop trying to guess who Jane is, because TISA does not want to dox her, right? And I don't blame her, shoot. But anyway, that's what she's talking about. Then they were like, I can't do nothing. I can't. Blah, blah. But anyway. Because you see, Jane is just a plain lady that wanted her and her child to have just a man. I mean, a man, backyard, her son or child, whatever it is, to be free. I mean, just normal stuff. But she ran into Diddy. And she's saying that she bumped into Diddy to my. Yeah, I ran into him when I was coming out the bathroom. No, he was standing there waiting on you to come out that darn bathroom, knowing he was dating your friend back there, right? Man, did it be playing too much?
To do this without the chat, just for a little bit, right? So she said that Diddy was so charming. He didn't care that she had a kid with someone he didn't like. Now, the funny thing is, Diddy loves getting women that have children. I think it's on 2 parts. I think he does.
Wow, Crystal 313. I was wondering. Because we was doing the darn Ernie and the Sesame Street people, right? Because she was about to do a demonstration. I didn't even catch the name. I ain't catch it. I must not know her, but I know she's a famous Instagram person, and we ain't got to say it because I don't really care who she is, tell you the truth. As long as Diddy go down with it. As long as Diddy go down. But this is a lady, yeah, she made money from Instagram. A lot of money from Instagram, and then she's getting child support from her child's daddy. And then when Diddy moved her to LA, then he started paying all her bills, and then it's just a trip. Anyway, let's continue.
Does that because he loves being like, yeah, I'm the baby's daddy now. But I think he also likes as a way that he feels like single moms don't have as many options, and they need the money, so they're going to depend and cling on him, right? She said that she didn't care. Okay, he didn't care.
It just
sunrise. She said that they literally made love for 5 days, and they said they watched the sunrise on the balcony. She said they walked on the beach. She said it was a proper date. They even had date night where she dressed up really sexy. Diddy liked her hair super straight, and when they were getting it on, she liked her hair back in a ponytail. She said they were getting to know each other, and she was head over heels in love with She was head over heels in love with him. Okay. Now she said the second time they saw each other, he invited her on a trip to Turks, right? And the Bahamas. She said it was an island getaway. It was amazing. Now she flew down to Miami, and then in Miami, they took his private jet. There was KK, there was a chef, there was a butler, there was even a private photographer. Okay. Now, she said that from Turks, they were in Turks for about 9 days, and then they flew to Bahamas for 6 more days, right? Now, when I put that, where was the kid at? Well, you was out gallivanting, but maybe she was like, Mama is about to lock this down. I'll see you later. I was like, is this some Dre and Michelle stuff? So here's this, right? They played a video, and they said that the video was, we didn't get to see it, but we heard it. They were off in like some island, and she said he rented out a whole villa. She said that I'm just a single mom. I'm a content creator. I'm an influencer. I make my money from advertising brands. And she actually said, and this is the one thing I do want to say, Diddy always separates the woman he's with from making the money. They said that she was making a lot of money before that, right?
Diddy want all the women to depend on him. She dissed Drea. Who is Drea? She dissed Drea. I don't know. But she's saying what the woman on the stand said, okay? So don't just the fact, please don't get mad at TISA. I like TISA. Going on 5 years. Oh, from Basketball Wives. Oh, I've never watched it before. Y'all, I do interact with my chat, so don't be upset at me. Thank you, Just the Facts. Yeah, don't be upset. I'm a small reaction channel, so yes, I interact with my chat, okay? I mean, I can do it. I don't have many people over here, So, and plus, I like it. Okay, so girl, if she didn't there and delete that there live, I'm going back because I'm just that nosy. I ain't gonna say nothing though. Oh yeah, just the fact you've been over here for it. I didn't learn you. You know what I mean? I'm used to seeing you. And thank you for coming to Crystal 313. I appreciate it so much. Y'all know this is my outlet. This is my outlet in Crystal 313. I'm sure you know from the live, the super chat. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna let TISA continue on with this love story because I heard tomorrow at court, Jane is getting ready to go to the Diddy's other personality. Okay, getting ready to go to the other personality. Why am I talking so loud, y'all? Dang. And one of my lights went out. That's why I look a little bright on one side. Sorry. All right, so I'm still, I can't figure it out. But anyway, here we go. Okay, here we go. All right.
But she said that it was a single mom, influence, advertiser brands. Oh, she said that Diddy gave her a love bracelet. And get this, at the end of the trip, because she is a single mom and she makes her money that way, she said that Diddy was like, yo, I'm going to send you $10K just because, right? And she said she sent him money. She sent her $10K at the end of the trip because he took her away from her son and from her money for so many days, and she had to pay for babysitting and all this other stuff, right? So she said that she was just like over the moon about it. And she said she was really head over heels, but listen to the way the dark stuff started peeking in, right? She said that while she was in Turks or whatever, Bahamas, she used ecstasy, right? And they said, did you ever use it before him? And she was like, actually, I've only used it twice in my whole life. And both times it was on like New Year's Eve in 2015. But Diddy had told her various points to the trip. He told her 9 times. She said she's only in Turks for 9 days. He told her 9 times, tried to get her to encourage to use ecstasy, right? So almost every day he was pressuring her to use X. And she said one day they were at the pool drinking, and Diddy opened his hand like a devil. He opened his hand, right? And he said, yo, take this. It'll make it even
Man.
more fun, right? And then she said she wanted to please him. That was her partner. She wanted to show, and she was head over heels. So she took it. And she said that she was walking along the beach, and then all of a sudden the X just hit her, which I have to know, right? I know chat is temporarily disabled, but I have to know.
I want to know too. Is X and Molly the same thing, y'all? X and Molly is it's not the same, right? Do y'all know? Cause I think they different. Cause I think Molly is like all the drugs put together or something, and ecstasy is just ecstasy. Like Valium is Valium. That's what I thought. I was like, wait a minute, I'm in nursing. I don't even know. Well, I ain't never took either one. Yeah. So Molly is all the drugs like rugs, excuse me, all the rugs like a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like all of them put together or something, stuff like that. That's what I heard. But anywho, I'm glad I ain't get old to that, man. Either one of them. All right, y'all. Here we go. Let's continue and see what's up. Let's see what happened when she took the darn pill or whatever.
Is X the same thing as is X the same thing as Molly? Is X the same thing as Molly? Because I keep hearing Molly and I keep hearing X, and are they the same thing? Anyway, she said that she was walking on the beach, and all of a sudden the X just hit her. She said she fell on the ground, and all she remembers is grabbing his hand. She started convulsing and shaking and going
Damn,
crazy. What did Diddy put in that X?
that
I
was
don't
something
think that
else.
that was regular X, because why were you on the ground convulsing and shaking? Do you know what I'm saying? Right? She said that she grabbed his hand. She was
Oh, okay.
convulsing. She was throwing sand around. She was shaking.
Ooh,
And she said that she was
that's the fact.
screaming. Okay.
Right.
KK and the butler somehow put her in the shower and ran water over her, hoping that would take the sensory thing
Dang.
down. And it did. So that means that Diddy gave her something that made her almost OD. Diddy gave her something that made her almost OD and said that it was X, which makes me think, what did he put in there? Right. Anyway, she said that next time he was like, yo, just take half of the pill, right? And she said her mind readjusted. She said while she was on the pill, she felt free, she felt this and that, and then her mind readjusted and she felt super, super low, right? And she said, honestly, again, when Diddy left, he gave her 10K, and she was like, yo, I thought 10K at that time was a lot of money, right?
Me too.
Now, Diddy did tell her, like, yo, I really like you, but I'm seeing multiple women. And she said, okay. And they said, why did you say okay? And she said, because I really, really liked it, and I was fine. I really liked him, and I was fine in a one-way open relationship. So Diddy could see everybody that he wanted, but it wasn't like that on the other way around, right?
She could not.
Now, she said that she kept the relationship going until the day of his arrest, okay? I'm sorry. They were on a break from November 2023 to February 2024. They were on some type of break, right? She said in June of 2021, Diddy moved her to LA, right? And here's the thing that makes me think that's so weird. Do you know that Diddy actually moved her to LA? And he said that he gave her all this money for the moving and all this money for stuff. But then when it came out there, he only gave her $6K for a moving truck. And she said she saw him in person every other week. And there was a lot of texting over the phone, but she only saw him about every other week. She said that every single time she was with Diddy, they had to use drugs. Molly, Kane, Colombian cancer, just X. Diddy demanded that she use, right? Every single time. He also said that he preferred her in like cheap lingerie and stripper shoes, right? She said that every single time they had to use baby oil, and they were like, how much baby oil did you use? And she was like, we would use 24 bottles 24 bottles of baby oil, y'all.
Hey, boy.
She said, but she didn't care because she loved making love with her partner. He was super passionate, and it brought the passion out of her, and she was just in it. And I was like, girl, that's just that exit and shut up, right? But all of a sudden, she started crying out the blue.
Oh,
And they
Lord.
said, did he ever talk to you about fantasy? She said, until it was always them until things changed, right? And she said in May 2021, she started crying. She said that they had this fantasy combo. Isn't the same thing Cassie said he did to her? And she said that she was really, it was like this big high that she was on. And all of a sudden he said, yo, he fantasized about seeing other men, blank her. And she said it happened while they were watching Corn. And he said, yo, I got a question. And while he was watching the Corn, he was like, yo, do you like what you see? Do you like that? Do you want that? Do you need that? She said, pretend that's me standing in the corner watching, right? And she said at this point, she had been awake for almost 24 hours off of the X, the Molly. They were doing the do. They had been awake for like she said she was just like sleep deprived, this and that, right? And all of a sudden, Diddy was like, yo, I can make that fantasy happen. And she was like, okay. And they were like, why'd you say okay? And she's like, I said okay because like I wanted to please him. I just wanted to make him happy. I didn't think it was good.
And she was still high. She was still high. Lord. Boy, when she said okay, Diddy jumped on that darn phone. You hear me? He jumped on that darn phone. He was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do it tonight. I wonder if she took a shower.
Gonna happen, right? And she said, okay, let's play into your fantasy. And she went into the bathroom. And she said when she came out the bathroom, Diddy was on the phone with a super serious look, texting, wearing a bathroom, and said, yo, I can make it, wearing a bathrobe, and said, yo, I can make that happen tonight, right? And she said that she was still high. So she was like, you can make it happen tonight. And 2 hours later, in a hotel, 2 hours later, she was in a hotel room. There were red lights everywhere, and all the assistants were setting up. They said, who's the assistant? She said, KK. Well, she didn't say KK. She said there was some assistant, right? I don't know if she said KK because she was talking very, very softly. But there was somebody doing everything, right? And Diddy, he was like, yo, relax. I know this guy. He's a nice guy. All right. And they literally told her, I think one of the assistants said that sexual things are about to start. And they said there was no info. She wasn't any info except for he's a nice guy and just relax. Right. And they said, you're going to be in a room by yourself for a little bit. And
yeah. And I think just the facts I think she has a thing, she says a person who is impaired, whether by drugs, alcohol, or any condition affecting judgment, cannot legally consent to actual activity. Impairment voids consent, which is absolutely true. I forgot about that part because I was like, she was still high. But yeah, that's why he wait till they get like that. Then he asks them. I wonder what they're gonna do or say about that. Cause yeah, that's a good point right there. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. I forgot all about that. Thank you.
Diddy walks out, right? She's in robe and lingerie. Dom was in the room. She said that they like, what happened? And she said, I was just trying to be smiley. I was getting to know him. I was trying to break the tension, right? But she said that she also started like, and I think she was right. And she started slow dancing. She started slow dancing because she was dancing really slow to break the tension. She said after it was over, she felt dirty and yucky. Oh, and get this, right? Not before it was over. She said she felt dirty and yucky. She said she asked Diddy, okay, well, where is the whatever, right?
Yeah.
And she said she
umbrella.
was super, super nervous. And he was basically like, yo, you don't need that. Like, they're clean. Like, it's like whatever. So also it gets into the condom about the way he preferred. Now, here's where things change. She says that she always regrets that because she feels like it opened a Pandora's box to their relationship that she couldn't shut. She said in 2021 she was agreeable to the freak off, but he wanted freak offs. They called them hotel times. He wanted hotel time all the time, and she did it because she wanted to make him happy. She loved him. She wanted everything, right? However, she said that she told him after that it became too much. And she told him verbally and in text messages that she did not want to do hotel nights or freak offs, right? She said, I told him many times, sometimes verbally, but most of it in writing, mostly in writing. And she said he ignored it every single time, right? When he did it, she'd be like, yo, we don't have to. All right, let's move on. You're crazy. We don't have to do it. All right, it's cool. It's cool. And he would do that. But then he would always.
Yeah, he like when she didn't want to, then he downgrade her and be all like, okay, just this. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just me. I got to be myself. I can't be nobody else. But look, he was like, oh, I don't care. Don't do it then. Look, just so she'll do it. How you go, man? And then she probably was like, one more time, just once. And he was like, okay, whatever. Did it trip, man? Did it trip, man? Yeah, I stopped paying for all your stuff, your rent and all that stuff, and you'll be homeless. That's why you don't let nobody pay for your stuff, ladies and gentlemen.
He would always end up. Whenever he saw her sexually, it was always at a freak off. So whenever she tried to talk about it when she was sober, he'd be like, whatever. And then, she would be high rolling or whatever, and he would get to it, right? Now get this. She said that Diddy paid the rent in her home. And get this. He was paying her rent. Do you know that she was doing hotel parties and freak offs for only $10,000 a month? But that's only because she wanted a home and she wanted something stable because her kid's father, I guess, wasn't. Well, no, that's not true. He was giving child support, but she said it wasn't enough, and she just wanted some stability, and she wanted a nice home with her son, and she wanted a nice backyard. I actually thought that was actually really, really sad. Like, you really just wanted like a simple life, and you thought that was the closest to get your kid. And meanwhile, this man is only paying you $10,000 a month. She was doing all this to only get $10,000 a month. Now, don't get me wrong, $10,000 a month is a lot. And if anybody would like to put me on payroll for $10,000 a month for me to do nothing, I would be very happy for that. But yet and still, I think it's actually really, really crazy. Money. Right? Yet and still, I think it's actually really, really crazy that she is even doing this, that she's even doing this for 10,000 when like this guy is like a billionaire. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Anyway, they said that he would tell her, yo, because she was like, listen, I love you. I'm going to be with you. I just don't want to do the freak offs. And he would be like, listen, if you want to break up, that's fine. I'm not paying a woman's rent. I'm not seeing, right? So basically let her know that if you're not doing freak offs, I'm going to take away your house. I'm going to take away everything you love. And I'm not going to pay your rent. And basically you're going to be homeless. She said she felt obliged to perform. Now, I know what they're all saying. Oh, what is this proof? They're just.
What would we call that when he does that? Is that? That ain't holding a hostage. She just gonna be homeless. I don't know, y'all. But I don't think that's it.
Getting started, it proves a lot, right? So then she said he was paying the rent. They felt obligated, right? This is when there was a sidebar, and this is where Diddy stood up and did that dominance display in front of the judge, even reaching over during the sidebar. And Judge Aaron was just sitting there. For now, when he does a sidebar, he used to be in the corner looking at the jurors. Now he just be standing like this, just looking straight at Diddy, right? Anyway, they said that May 2021 to October 2023, she said she only spent 30% of her time alone with Diddy. She said, and get this, they're like, how can it be 30% time? She said every single time they had sex, it always had to be a freak off. And she would say she didn't want to. And when he did, he would threaten to pull away funding for her apartment. But more importantly, and this is what you got to remember, right?
Extortion.
They said after that 30% came because they were alone. So after the escort left, they would get their alone time. And that's when they were like coming down. So they like really, really loved that, right? Let's see. She said that when she saw Diddy, it was super, super unpredictable. There was no notice given. Sometimes he would call the night before, sometime the day of, sometime a couple of days before. She had to make sure she had proper childcare. And I was like, how is this fool doing all this stuff, popping in your life, and you have a kid? But I get it. I think she was really, really, really trying to secure security for her child. And that's actually the really sad part, which just makes me think why Diddy was going after single mothers, because they were easier to control. Think about it. Except Cassie and J-Lo. So you know what? But again. Anyway, right? Cassie, they held the ring over, and J-Lo, she said she wanted the ring, but you know J-Lo don't give a damn. So anyway, she also said that it was getting real expensive. Now, the only thing he paid was the rent. He said that she always had to keep her nails done. He liked creamy white nails always. Her hair always had to be straight and a fresh blowout, and she had to be tan. She said after she used to travel a lot, and she made her money on Instagram traveling. And she said after that, she took hardly any trips with friends, right? And she said the one time she had taken a trip, Diddy was texting her, "I'm so disappointed. I'm upset with you. How could you do this? This, that, and the third," right? She said that she was in the south of France in 2024. And there was Diddy left a bunch of mean voice notes, super, super, super disappointed, and felt bad. She felt bad because he was mad, and she wanted to please him. She wanted like everything to be okay. The looks, he demanded she have straight hair, and whenever they had smecks, it was in a ponytail. Creamy white nails. Oh, also, he demanded she get a nose piercing. And almost every day, grooming took over, working out, her nails, her lashes, everything. She said that she was just consumed by him. She couldn't work, right? Why? Because most of her money was like going on influencer trips, taking trips, doing this, doing that. So her ad dollars decreased a lot, right? She was only depending on Diddy and child support. And
that's messed up. And y'all know that was my mama call, so you know I gotta rush it up a little bit. Y'all know mama call, I had to roll out. Let's see. So let's see what's going on.
Rent, but she was in charge of all. I think she was in charge of all her living expenses, her nails, her this, her that. It was actually really, really sad. But the thing is, it's like
a lot.
There's a pattern. Diddy is a monster. It was legit on some grooming stuff. You did this to every single woman. You groomed them. You came at love bombing. You came in like Prince Charming. You wined and dined them. You literally gave them money and wined and dined her, but all of them. But at the same time, you separated them from what made them make money. Let's not forget Young Miami and the City Girls. You separated from what made you make money. Do you know what I'm saying? So when you do all that, it's like, what in the world could you possibly be? Like you separated her from the way she made money. And again.
Yeah, and she, like one of her friends had called this lady and said, "Oh, I just made $4,000 for doing a month for doing OnlyFans." So she was like, she had to ask Diddy if it was okay if she could do OnlyFans, and he's like, "Well, I just pay you a little bit more." So he just paid a little bit more, and she didn't do it. I'm like, what the world? I mean, he paid her good, I think $200K or something like that. But her friend made $4 million in 1 month. And all this lady did was bathing suits. No kinky, like just modeling bathing suits, they say. You know, she got 2 more days to testify too, y'all. 2 more days. Tomorrow's supposed to start the dark side of Diddy. Okay?
Via gunpoint? Maybe. Let's also not forget that Cassie testified in their horror hotel records and also text messages.
All right, all she doing is going over the how they got Rico. Like she's already did that, and so um, yeah, yeah. What what made Rico all that kind of stuff, and so Victoria said so $10,000 wasn't enough because she had expensive upkeep that the average woman doesn't afford. You got that right. You got that right. Man, please. Let me see. The fact that she wanted to do OnlyFans makes me question her character and moral compass. Yeah, that's true. I mean, dang, she needed money real bad. But she just said, told her friend, I just want to make my own money because Diddy was old. Every time he got mad at her, he threatened to stop paying her bills and he would put her out. Put her out, her and her son. I keep saying son. Maybe because that's all I got is two sons. But threatened to put her out and they would be homeless after he done brought her from overseas to LA. Then he gonna treat her like that. But tomorrow, y'all, gonna be the dark side. Let's see what happens. I can't wait. I can't wait. And I want to thank y'all. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and hit the like button. And thank y'all for keeping me company. I sure appreciate it. All right. I'll talk to y'all later, okay? All right. All right. Bye, y'all.